Imagine a town where people disappear, not because they want to, but because they have to. Welcome to Ravenswood, a place where the sun seldom shines, and the streets are often as deserted as a ghost town. The few souls who still live here are as weathered as the town's ancient cobblestone streets, etched with the weight of 100 unsolved mysteries. Ravenswood is not your typical town. It's a place where the air is perpetually chilled, the skies forever painted in hues of grey. The town seems to exist under a perpetual cloud, both literally and metaphorically. Ravenswood is a town where the old world collides with the new, where century-old houses stand as silent sentinels to the town's strange and eerie past. But it's not just the gloomy weather or the deserted streets that make Ravenswood unsettling. No, it's the inexplicable cases of missing persons that have plagued the town for decades. The people of Ravenswood don't just move away or go on vacation and never return. They simply vanish, without a trace, without any warning. Every town has its tales, and Ravenswood is no different. The locals whisper of a curse, a shadow that has hung over the town for as long as anyone can remember. Some say it's the spirits of the town's founders, unhappy with the progress of the modern world. Others believe it's something more tangible, something living in the woods surrounding the town. But whatever it is, the people of Ravenswood live in constant fear, never knowing who will be the next to disappear. Despite its dark past and uncertain future, Ravenswood clings to existence, like a shipwrecked sailor clinging to a piece of driftwood. The people who remain are a testament to human resilience, stubbornly refusing to give up their homes despite the unseen terror that lurks in the shadows. And so the legend of Ravenswood continues, a town lost in time and perhaps lost to something far more sinister. This is Ravenswood, a town where the unseen terror is as real as the cobblestones under your feet. Who knows what mysteries the next chapter will bring? For now, the tale of Ravenswood remains a chilling reminder of the unseen terrors that can lurk in the most unlikely of places. In Ravenswood, the only thing more disturbing than the disappearances is the silence that follows. This isn't your run-of-the-mill ghost town. Ravenswood is a place where the ordinary is intertwined with the extraordinary, a place where the unexplainable happens under the bright full moon. It's a place where the town's silence speaks louder than the ominous howls of the wind. Imagine a town where, on every full moon, someone disappears. As if swallowed by the night itself, it's not random, there's a pattern, a chillingly precise pattern. The victims are always those who dare to venture out after sunset, as if the moonlight were a beacon calling them to their doom. Yet the more baffling aspect of this mystery is not the vanishings themselves, but rather the lack of evidence left behind. It's as if these individuals simply vanished into thin air, leaving behind no trace, no clue of their whereabouts. The local authorities are as clueless as the rest of us. No footprints, no signs of struggle, no remnants of clothing. Just an eerie silence that hangs over the town like a thick fog. But what's truly disturbing is the town's refusal to investigate. It's as if the entire town is in a state of denial, choosing to ignore the inexplicable occurrences. The whispers are hushed, the rumors are quelled, and those who dare to question are met with stern glares and cold shoulders. It's as if Ravenswood itself is holding its breath, paralyzed by fear, waiting for the next full moon. Mysteries like these are not meant to remain unsolved. They gnaw at the edges of our curiosity, urging us to seek answers, to break the silence, to bring light to the shadows that haunt us. So we can't help but wonder, what if someone dared to challenge the status quo? What if someone dared to shatter the silence that enshrouds Ravenswood? But what if someone dared to break the silence? What then? Enter Sam, a curious outsider, unafraid of the town's chilling tales. Sam, a guy with a bit of a rebellious streak, wasn't one to shy away from a good mystery. Fresh to the town, he was drawn to the whispers of the townsfolk, their hushed tones, and the eerie superstitions that seemed to hang in the air like a fog. Despite the warnings, he found himself intrigued, the skeptic in him itching to uncover the truth behind the town's haunted history. His skepticism wasn't born out of disrespect, but rather a thirst for knowledge. He was a man of logic, a firm believer that every mystery had a rational explanation. As a child, he'd spent countless hours buried in books, solving puzzles, and untangling the most intricate of mysteries. The town's tales, he believed, were no different. Armed with his keen intellect and relentless determination, Sam began to dig into the town's past. He explored the local library, its dusty archives filled with old newspapers and forgotten lore. He interviewed the townsfolk, their stories a confusing mosaic of fear, superstition, and the unexplained. As Sam delved deeper into his investigations, strange things began to happen. Shadows seemed to move on their own, whispering voices echoed in the silence of the night, and an unexplainable chill would often sweep over him. Even with his rational mind, Sam couldn't shake off the feeling that something was amiss. Yet he pressed on. His curiosity was insatiable, his need to find answers, relentless. He was the unlikely hero, the one who dared to question, to challenge the unknown. He was the beacon of courage in a town gripped by fear. But as he stood at the threshold of the town's darkest secrets, he couldn't help but feel a sense of foreboding. Little did he know, he was about to stumble upon truths that were as chilling as they were unbelievable. Sam was about to discover some secrets are better left buried. As Sam delved deeper, the line between reality and nightmare began to blur. The quaint town, once the epitome of tranquility, now held an ominous air. The once familiar faces of the townsfolk were now shrouded in mystery, as if each held a secret they were loath to reveal. In the heart of the town, beneath the cobblestone streets, Sam stumbled upon an ancient legend. The story of a malevolent entity that once ruled these lands with an iron fist. It was a chilling tale of a beast that thrived on fear and chaos. The townsfolk, as the legend goes, managed to banish the creature into the shadows, but not before it vowed to return. As Sam delved deeper into this legend, he noticed strange symbols etched into the town's architecture. They were everywhere. On the town hall, the local tavern, even the old oak tree that stood tall in the town square. Each symbol, a testament to the town's dark past, and a warning of what could resurface. With each passing day, the danger around Sam seemed to grow. He could feel it in the air, a palpable tension that seemed to seep into his bones. The townsfolk grew more distant, their smiles more forced. The nights were darker, filled with eerie sounds that echoed through the silence. The once quaint town now felt like a ticking time bomb, waiting to explode at any moment. Sam knew he was in over his head, but there was no turning back now. He had to uncover the truth, expose the town's secret, and hopefully put an end to the malevolent entity once and for all. But just when Sam thought he was closing in on the truth was closing in on him. In the heart of darkness, when all hope seemed lost, Sam found his answer. A chilling realization dawned upon Sam. The townsfolk, the people he had come to care for, the ones he believed were victims of this sinister entity, were not victims at all. They were, in fact, the puppeteers, controlling the strings of this macabre marionette show. The disappearances, the terror, the fear that hung like a shroud over the town of Ravenswood. It was all a carefully orchestrated illusion. The townsfolk had made a pact, a devil's bargain with the entity that lurked in the shadows. They were willing participants in this terrifying game, sacrificing outsiders to ensure their own safety. It was a horrifying revelation that twisted Sam's perception of reality. The people he had been trying to save were the ones who had been feeding the beast all along. They were the ones who had invited the darkness in, who had allowed it to take root and flourish. They had chosen to sacrifice the innocent, the outsiders, rather than face the consequences of their actions. They had chosen to live in the shadow of fear, rather than stand up to the entity that they had allowed to take control. Sam was left reeling, his world turned upside down. His trust shattered, his belief in the goodness of people, in their inherent humanity, was now in shambles. But he knew he had to press on, had to find a way to stop this. The townsfolk had made their choice, had chosen their fate. But Sam, he would not be a pawn in their game. He would not be a sacrifice. He would stand against the darkness, against the entity, against the townsfolk if he had to. He would fight, he would survive, he would not let the darkness win. In Ravenswood, the real horror was not the unseen terror, but the unseen treachery of its people.